What is going on, people? What is going on? I hope you can feel the American spirit. That's why I have the flag waving in the background, because I am American made. I am an American. I actually appreciate being from this country. I've seen the conditions and I've heard stories from people, and I don't care how you lame pro-blacks feel about this country. I'd rather be here than anywhere else. Now, if I was rich, if I was like a multi-millionaire or billionaire, of course you can live anywhere and live a good life. But that's not a lot of people who can just live wherever they want to, no matter what. But I'm live. I'm back on this channel. Now, I know that my audience size is not going to be very big. You know, people only show up for the numbers. And that's exactly why I came back to this channel. Because I also, not only do I feel more comfortable going live here on my live streaming channel, because I don't want to pile everything on one platform. But I'm going to talk some real shit today. I may anger some people. There may be some people who agree with me. There may be some people in the middle. But there's just some things that need to be said. This whole Bill Cosby fiasco lets you know that when politics are in play, these politicians are willing to do whatever it takes to garner an office. You look at this situation. I'm going to get shout outs in a second. You look at this situation. The former, I believe, prosecutor, I believe, did not want to take this case. But the newer prosecutor, if I'm wrong, you can tell me in chat. I have not been following this case that much. I haven't been caught up in this wave. He ran on being able to take down Bill Cosby. That's what he ran on. And he was able to get not only money, but support for that. I wonder from where. Let's see, shout outs. What's going on, Darcy, B Friends, Venturous One, Nicole, Marv Lee, Sailor Boy Letty, Lynette, Sailor Boy Antoine Young. Let's see, Infamous Underdog. If I get 100 on the stream today, I'll take phone calls. Let's see, Josh, Braylon, the rapper, Michael, V-Coast, what's going on? What's going on, Critic for the Uploader? What's going on, Aces? Darnell. You know, looking at this whole thing, I was actually going to go live yesterday, but I wanted to wait. What's going on, Carl with no filter? You just think about it. And I took the time to really think. You know, this whole thing is so political, man. But I think that it all started. Let's see. This whole thing started when Bill Cosby started to speak out on some of the dysfunctional habits of black people. Not a lot, but just a few. Picking yourself up by the bootstraps. Pull your pants up. Now, mind you, Bill Cosby is from a different generation. So that stuff is foreign to him. Not working hard as a black man. Walking around with your pants sagging. A lot of older black people say that. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. I've heard older folks say they don't like how black men dress and carry themselves. That's not just something that he just made up. But from there, black people turned on him. Black people turned on him. They turned on him because they felt like you were pointing out our dysfunctions. We enjoy being dysfunctional. Why are you pointing that out? It's the white man's fault, remember? They did this to us. But again, Bill Cosby is from a different generation. I've heard black people, even from the hood, tell younger black people that there's certain things that they shouldn't do. And then black people turned on him, started calling him a coon and Uncle Tom. But also, right before then, he did try to buy NBC. Did try to buy NBC, but that was before then. This is after. I'm letting y'all know this is going somewhere. So just sit down, relax, just let me speak, okay? And then, let's see. Hannibal Buress does his stand-up, and he mentions Bill Cosby assaulting women. He mentions Bill Cosby drugging women and sleeping with them. And then that's when the firestorm started. Now, I don't mind Hannibal Buress doing stand-up and saying something that people deemed as funny. But he gained so much from that, it almost looks suspicious. This dude has been in movies. He's been in commercials, endorsements, all for one joke. And at that time, Bill Cosby was still touring the country doing stand-up comedy. Still doing stand-up comedy at his age. And then the media just took that and ran with it. And here you got all these women coming out of nowhere. And what's funny is that Bill Cosby wasn't convicted for what happened in the 70s, possibly the 80s. He was convicted off of a case where he paid the woman off. And I'm looking at this woman like, first off, who would want to drug and sleep with her? First off, no man should be drugging women, period. But from my understanding, he offered her the pills and she took the pills. He didn't force it down her throat. He didn't put it in her drink. He gave it to her. She took the pills. I believe they were the Quaaludes. Am I correct? And he admitted when he was questioned that he did purchase it for someone or for people. It's usage, you know? So, Gerard. But I'm looking at this woman like, even when this in 2004, she didn't look like somebody who, come on, man, who's trying to drug and assault this woman? That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And then for the last couple of years, this case has taken a turn. But here's where it comes back to black people and why black people now putting race into it. Once Bill Cosby started to get attacked by the lamestream media, and once he hired that black female attorney, that's when black people were like, oh shit, they're coming after Bill. And because it fits the narrative of the pro-blacks, because they need a victim narrative to make money off of. So they took the Bill Cosby situation and say, you know what, we can make money off of this. Let's talk about how Bill Cosby is being railroaded, even though we had just called him a coon and a sellout. Now, we want to take Bill Cosby's side. He's a brother. He's one of us. We have to support our brother. The statute of limitations on that particular assault that he settled out of court, by the way, was almost up. And this situation has snowballed to the point to where Bill Cosby's walking out of a courtroom in handcuffs, 3 to 10, for an elderly man. What's going on, Raiders 48? Bruce. Make sure y'all like the stream now. Don't just be watching. Like the stream, man. This makes me, as a man, it makes me feel good about the fact that I'm very careful about how I conduct myself. I'm very careful how I handle myself. You have to be in this day and age. Especially when you are a Bill Cosby, because no matter what, we're going to be the scapegoats of society. We're going to be the piñatas. And what's crazy is that our own people is going to come after us even harder. I'm watching videos of people glad, posts of people glad that he went to prison. And what's very interesting is that I like to study human behavior. I like to study people in their interactions. I can tell that there are people who, unfortunately, may have been assaulted themselves. They've never said anything publicly, probably by a family member, and I'm going to get into that. And what they do is they project onto Bill Cosby and other people the things and the issues that they've been through. What's up, mermaid? So I see all these people happy. Oh, he deserved to go. Listen, he settled out of court. If that woman was serious about that assault, she wouldn't have took that money. She would have pursued justice. Shout out to Raiders 48. You right about that, Jay. Our own people. But these would be the same black people that would defend Cosby if it fit a narrative. Now you got these feminists, these black feminists who are happy. But what they don't understand is that Bill Cosby is going to be a martyr. He's going to be a martyr. Whether some of y'all like it or not, he's going to be a martyr. Bill Cosby is going to be a martyr. Mark my words. Because there are a generation of men who are just like me, who think the way that I do, who don't see themselves getting married, who reject this beta male society that we are in. People say it's a female-led society. It's a beta male society because they're putting a battery in these women's backs. Make sure y'all like the stream. Who are going to look at this and they're going to reject any notion of a relationship long-term with any women. And if they do deal with women and interact with women, they're going to make sure they have receipts so they don't get themselves caught up. You had all those women come forward on Bill. Half of them women probably have never even been by themselves with Bill Cosby. Some of those women have probably been assaulted by other men in the entertainment industry, but they're not saying nothing about them. They're not saying nothing about them. Because Bill Cosby is an easy target. You got all these people who are projecting their own insecurities and their own issues onto Bill Cosby. When they got men or women in their own family who have assaulted them and they've said nothing. When are you going to start outing these men who are abusing children in your families? You got women who are adults, men who are adults, who got family members who had assaulted them. When are you going to call them out? Jaye O'Shea do Jack so he said it's good. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't put that in my chat, bro. Shout out for the donation, bro, but don't be bringing other YouTubers to my channel complaining about them. I don't care what other content creators are saying. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, bro. And you keep doing that. If you disagree with them, disagree with them. Don't bring it to me. Anyway. When you look at this situation, you got all these people who have done disgusting things, and they're still walking around free. They're probably the same ones pointing their finger. They're pointing their finger at Bill Cosby, but they've done even worse. And you got women and men embracing this feminist ideology. And they're embracing it because they're broken. You got a lot of people, man, who are broken. And they want to see society destroyed because they are destroyed. You see, Bill Cosby didn't get convicted for what happened in the 70s and possibly the 80s. He got convicted because over 60 women said that he assaulted them. And you got this beta male prosecutor who he better hope he never gets Me Too'd, leading the charge. What's up, Neon? What's going on? What's up, the car? Make sure y'all like the stream. Exactly. Stephen Collins is still free and easy. You see, white men, the most part, they have to be very strategic when they go after white men. See, white men can resign, can pay off a few people. Everybody's good. But with black men, they want to see us destroyed, our reputations tarnished. But Bill Cosby is going to be a martyr. Because other men my age or younger are going to see this, and they're going to make sure that they are very careful when they deal with women. Was Benadryl and not Quaaludes. Okay. You see, with all this technology that we have, it's easier now to be careful of the things you say and do. To never find yourself around women by yourself. To have women make false charges. We've already seen women getting sued for making false allegations. I put up a video about Gilbert Arenas suing his ex-girlfriend for lying on him, making false allegations. That's what more men need to do. More men need to fight back and stop being bitches. I'm not saying you got to go out there and puff your chest out and talk about how much of a man you are. Just defend yourself. Because a lot of these men have children. A lot of these men have children. And their children are watching their fathers bow down and act like females. Or excuse me, act weak and cowardly. That's where we are, man. Looking at this situation, I really don't have any issues with men saying, you know what, I'm going to go completely, MGTOW monk. I'm just not going to deal with women, period. I'm not going to marry them. I'm not going to date them. I'm just going to stay away from them. How can you not accept that? How can you not just accept that? We are in a day and age of weak people. Society's getting weaker and weaker. Everybody's apologizing. Everybody's stepping down. Nobody's fighting. Brett Kavanaugh has shown more fight in his situation than most of the men I have seen. Again, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and act tough and say, I'm a man, pound your chest. Just show some fight. Defend yourself. Don't allow these women to just make an accusation and you just go along with it. You bow out because you're afraid of the perceptions. Fuck a perception. Fuck a perception. What about the perception of your whole career and life's work being tarnished over a lie? You got these dumb football players who think they're intelligent, but they're not, who chase white women and racially ambiguous women, but they want to take a knee for black empowerment or to help black people, but none of them, they ain't been to a black neighborhood since they left that black neighborhood. All men have to do is hire lawyers, get you some private investigators, and you go to work. They can't defeat the truth. They can't. And you know, the whole hypocrisy is that you have men who are far left who have said disgusting shit, and nobody wants them fired. Nobody wants them investigated because of their ideology. This whole political season has got people on edge. It has people trying to destroy platforms, get people deplatformed and destroy people's life's work because they want to win. We are in a day and age of male bitches, man. You got black men celebrating what's going on with Cosby. Now, you can make jokes all day long, but when you're celebrating this, that lets me know, bro, you're the type of guy to be with a woman who beats on you, cheats on you, call the police on you. You're willing to deal with that shit as long as you're getting some pussy. And that's why she continues to treat you the way that she does. Men got to be smarter, man. Men have to be smarter. What happened to Bill Cosby was all political. It ain't had nothing to do with the law. They had they really had no case with Bill Cosby. They convicted him off of him admitting to buying drugs, basically. And he was convicted off of that, and also a bunch of women claiming he had assaulted them. No consistency. He's an older black man who was a celebrity, and he was sleeping with all these women, and also there's another element too. You got people trying to say, well, it's Becky, it's the white woman. It's because he was dealing with them white women is exactly why he was in the situation that he's in. Because black women don't want to take accountability for being the main ones wanting to see Bill Cosby in jail. People do see America as weak. Because every time you look on the news, every time a man gets accused of something, he steps down. No fight whatsoever. None. He think that he's doing what's in the best interest of the company, but the company don't give a fuck about you, bro. They just don't want to pay you to leave. And people want to make this into a race thing. Let me tell you something. Nobody was going after Bill Cosby more than black people. And you can't convince me otherwise. I saw the posts and the memes and the things y'all were saying, the videos y'all were making. Y'all were going at them just as hard as white people were. But white people really weren't. It was the media. White people weren't making videos talking about Cosby's guilty. I saw black people saying it, though. But these would be the same people who will protect the pedophiles and all these assaulters in their own families. So yeah, you will see Trump getting laughed at, because when people look at America and they see how the men just kowtow to women, they don't respect that. And by the way, as far as that video is concerned with Donald Trump, they were laughing. I believe they were laughing at the statement that he's doing better than the previous presidents. I think they were laughing at that. And they said that that was mostly from people who were detractors of Donald Trump. So that really doesn't surprise me that the detractors were laughing. The people who Donald Trump is the closest to outside of the U.S., they weren't laughing. I don't think China was laughing at Trump. I don't think is North Korea? I don't think Russia was laughing at Trump. I think you laugh all you want to. Trump is the type of guy who will drop bombs on you. So I don't think, again, I think the smart people weren't laughing. Because Trump does hold grudges. So I can see why people say the guy's unhinged, because he holds grudges. But people saw how weak George Bush was. They saw how weak Obama was. That's why they laughed. Because they say, you presidents haven't shown any strength. But you say you're doing better than them? Okay. Things have gone from bad to worse in this country. But that doesn't take away me being thankful that I'm in this country. Even with the history that we have in America. Would you rather be here, or would you rather be in North Africa? Would you rather be in the Middle East? Would you rather be in Southeast China? Europe? Like, what other place could you possibly be born at and be at that you think is better than America? Please point that out to me. Because every place you're going to go has issues. Every place you go has issues. Other countries look at all the rainbow flags going around and everybody just being accepted of anything. Again, I'm very liberal. I believe that everybody should be able to do what they want to do and be happy. But I'm not going to promote nobody's agendas. I'm going to do and say what I feel like is right. Whether it upsets some people or it doesn't upset some people. But I feel like this election season is causing a lot of turmoil. It's causing a lot of turmoil. I've been to 32 different countries and it's not close. But you got these liberals who got people believing that there are countries that are better than America. So, CM. That's why we need to stop watching these mainstream media programs and detox from that shit. You need to detox from that shit. Because when you watch too much CNN, you probably are going to start believing it. You would start to believe it. Even Fox News is damn near 50% right wing and 50% left leaning. You got alternative media being attacked. Alternative media is being attacked because the mainstream media can't keep up. But nobody's watching TV. And when football season is over, I'm canceling my cable package. As soon as January come around, it's over. I'm not paying what I'm paying. And what's going to happen is more people are going to start pulling the plug. They're going to stop watching TV. That's why these outlets are out here trying to attack alternative platforms. But your product sucks. Your anchors suck. Your topics suck. You're so biased you don't even believe anything that's not biased. But this country has a lot of issues right now. And the main one is that people are supporting a movement that ain't even about victims. What victims are being held? What real victims are being held? Are we talking about Bill Clinton's victims? Whose victims are being held? Some of these other industry folk. A lot of these guys have dirty closets. Bill Cosby isn't the only one. Bill Cosby is not the only one. But Bill Cosby is the scapegoat. Now we're going to see what happens with your Harvey Weinsteins. People talk about how powerful white people are. Are white people really that powerful that even powerful white CEOs are having to leave their jobs for being scrutinized for affairs and alleged, situations? Look at Europe. Europe is in shambles. They're basically working with the Middle Eastern billionaires. So how powerful are white people again? You got alternative media, which is majority white, that is trying to tell people, listen, it ain't like what you think it is. This ain't the 50s no more, okay? Where everybody feels like white Anglo Europeans or Americans have all this power and they're just oppressing everybody. These are narratives that are very dated. But the pro-blacks are not going to tell you that because the pro-blacks make money off of lying to you. They make money off lying to you. You got women complaining about, being harassed in the workplace. Meanwhile, they're walking around in tight skirts, showing some of everything. They're being flirtatious with certain guys. But see, when other guys that they don't like be flirtatious with them, now all of a sudden he's harassing you. They want to pick and choose the type of men. That's why they got mad at Henry Cavill when he says that he doesn't even he doesn't even want to hug women anymore. Or they took major offense to that. Like, how come a guy like that looks like you don't want to hug me? So they got on him for saying that. Yeah, but see, but here we are, Antoine. Here we are as black people. We still are talking about dated concepts like white oppression and not being able to drink out of the same water fountains and eat at the same restaurant. These outdated narratives. These outdated narratives. But the people who go at Bill Cosby, one minute, all of a sudden they see a narrative. They see a narrative. Oh, he's a black man. We need to defend him. Wow, it's a little too late, isn't it? It's a little too late to defend Bill Cosby. It's a little too late because now he's in handcuffs. But you got people who want to now make videos and make posts about how this is racist. Come on, people. Y'all were the same ones upset at Bill Cosby because he told you to pull your pants up and pick yourselves up by the bootstraps. Shout out to Independent Forever. Appreciate that. Now y'all mad. Now y'all angry. But you're not angry at the fact that y'all have abandoned your own communities. Y'all want to talk pro-black, And you want to defend Bill Cosby now from your suburban neighborhoods, your mostly white neighborhoods. That's how it goes, man. This is a wake-up call to a lot of men. He is going to be a martyr. I know I got off a bit on a political tangent, but let me get back to what I was discussing. Bill Cosby is going to be a martyr to younger black men. I guarantee you. And younger white men. But white men are more, they care more about the overall of their race. They don't really care about going in their own direction for the most part. Now, if I'm wrong, then fine. But you have a lot of black men who are blue pill. You got a lot of black men who are Captain Save-A-Hoes. They cape for dysfunctional women. They will defend their right to be lazy and not do nothing. Look at Brett Kavanaugh. Look how he's being attacked. But he's the only one who's showing any fight. But that's why they're attacking him harder and harder, bringing out all these different women. Some of these women he's probably only had one conversation with. Anyway, younger black men, a lot of these guys probably grew up in single-parent households with their mama, and all they know is dating dysfunctional women. All they know is to chase women, to sleep with women. They're hardwired to just want to chase behind women to sleep with them. That's all they want to do. But when you look at this situation, it's clear that us as black men, we have definitely got to keep our shit together, because we are going to be the scapegoats. We're going to be the people who they go after. And we have to do something to make that situation better by basically understanding who we are and our surroundings and who we're around. You can't just be thinking with the wrong head and chasing behind women, you know, that you just want to sleep with. You need to have some substance in your life. But you're going to see more men embrace the MGTOW ideology, whether some of you people like it or not. Y'all can talk all this BS about how these brothers who want to be a part of different ideologies, something's wrong with them, they hate women. You can say that all you want to, bro. But what I have seen in this case with all these women, some of these women lying like a motherfucker, and what I've seen with all these women like Amber Rose, all these other women who want to celebrate this guy, this 80-year-old man being sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison, it just shows you that women will always side with their gender over any race, over any decency. But then they'll turn around and wonder where all the good men are. The good men are intelligent and they're not fucking with you, you know? Now, again, do I believe Bill Cosby may have assaulted one or a few of these women? He probably did. And he settled out of court for the latest one. He settled out of court. He settled out of court. She took the money. And now she wants justice years later. But y'all cool with that. Shout out to Antoine. Says some of our own don't want to be held accountable. Bill Cosby was a sacrificial lamb for more men to wake up, take the red pill. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what's going to happen. More men are going to say, what is this MGTOW thing? I heard about it. I thought they hate women. You're going to see a boom in MGTOW content. You're going to see views start to skyrocket. Because one, it's an ideology that is about you helping yourself. It's about you fixing yourself, bettering yourself. And this DA or prosecutor or whatever, I think it might have been a district attorney. I said prosecutor. I meant to say district attorney. Who went ahead with this case. This was all political. This was him appeasing the people who helped him get to where he is. And if you are a grown man, if you look at this and you don't think that this could happen to you, that women can just make up shit about you and get you fired from your job. Look at what's going on with LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy is basically going through something similar. Not the same, but similar. He's having one of his disgruntled ex-girlfriends trying to find his other exes, and they're trying to build a case on him. Just to get him kicked off of the team that he's on. Because she's mad that he kicked her out of that house. There was a lot of women that accused him. But I don't believe he assaulted all those women. You can't be a black man in Hollywood and get away with assaulting all those women. I'm sorry. There ain't no way. Something would have been said by now. But I believe that he may have assaulted at least one or two of those women. From the evidence. This is from the evidence, people. This is from evidence. And for things that he has said. His situation is disgusting, man. Just like with LaShawn McCoy, his situation. You're mad because he no longer wants you. You're no longer, you're no longer good enough to be in a relationship with him, and you feel hurt. You feel rejected. So you want to go and build a case on him and sue him because you're hurt, because you're broke, because you're a single mom and nobody's ever going to put a ring on your finger. You wonder why I do so many videos like that with the Sean McCoy situation. Because it goes to show you that just because you have money doesn't mean you have power. You don't have power over people like that. People will turn on you whether you got money or not. Rapper 1000. You're probably right, the rapper. You might be right. You might be right. That. Yeah, that judge was a piece of work, wasn't he? That judge was a piece of work. These people act like they're taking a moral stance when they have the most skeletons in their closet than anybody. And also with Brett Kavanaugh has explained how he has helped so many people in his career, helped so many women in his career, and look at where that has gotten him. These women think that they have power. No, you're being released on the public. You don't have any power yourself. You don't know how to control yourself when it comes to power. You don't know how to deal with power. You're being used. This Me Too movement didn't even belong to half of the women who are claiming it. This movement was actually started by black women, if I'm not mistaken. Started by black women. And then it was overtaken, just like the Black Lives Matter was overtaken by the lamestream and all these white feminists. These white feminists took over the movement. And now you don't even see the women who started the movement, the black women who started the movement, because they've been pretty much pushed to the side. And this whole people of color thing is bullshit. Black people are black people, and that's that. They're not people of color. That's a politically correct term to include everybody who has an ounce of melanin in them, basically, or is different than white, Caucasian. And also, they'll probably file an appeal immediately, but they're gonna try to push it off. But people need to stop using race. You can't use race in a situation where you've already called the man names and things of that nature. Shout out to Greatness 81. It says, name a society or country on earth built by women. I can't. There's not one. Not one. Greatness. There's not one country, one piece of anything that was built by women. Women wait until it's built and then they populate it. Okay? Now I know some women aren't gonna like that, but that is the truth. That is the truth. Okay? A lot of y'all had to wait till it was built. A lot of y'all had to wait till the building was built before you can go in there. The house was built before you can go in there. That's why women need to slow their roll when they talk about how independent they are. And they don't need a man. But as soon as they get into a situation, they're calling a man to help them. They need their tire changed. They need their car fixed. They need something, fixed in their house. You know what I'm saying? They calling a man. You know what I mean? When they really want to get dick down really good, they're going to call a man. I don't care how much they like women and men. Those particular females are going to call a man to get the job done. But, all right, CM. I'm just looking at the women that are helping to destroy these men's careers. What are you going to gain from that? Because men are going to be looking at a lot of women sideways. You better believe that today at work, there were a lot of men looking at the women in the office with the side eye. Because there were probably women in there celebrating, acting like this is a great thing. And those men are sitting in that office or wherever job they're at, looking at those women sideways. Because I know I would. Because women think off emotion. They don't really think about the consequences of their actions until they are personally held responsible for those actions. But there's going to be consequences to this for generations to come. You better believe that Bill Cosby will be a martyr. The sight of this man walking out of the courtroom in handcuffs will be a sight that nobody in this generation will ever forget. And we're going to look at the women who are celebrating this. Again, I'm not saying this guy is innocent. Obviously, he's guilty of something. That's why he's going to prison. But, again, nobody came forward until recently. He settled out of court, which means that if a woman wanted to come forward, she could have. You men who've been acting like, cowards and, feminist allies, because that's all you are. You better understand this could happen to you too. You are not exempt from allegations being levied at you, bro. And women don't think that this isn't going to affect their, how they date and men who approach them. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Bill Cosby, technically, he should have never went to jail because he settled out of court. But the fact that he is, this lets y'all know how much the law has been tinkered, how it has been twisted in order to make this narrative work. And you got people who are going to act like this isn't going to change anything. Yes, it is. Because there's internet. Okay, there's social media. People talk to each other. People communicate outside of social media. This is going to change everything. It will never be the same. Yeah, you got Gloria Allred, who hates women just as listen. This woman hates women too because she puts women in a position to look crazy. Okay? Her and her daughter hate women. I think her daughter might hate them even. Probably hate men a little bit more than Gloria does. Well, we'll scratch. I think Gloria hates men more than her daughter does. I think her daughter's just an opportunist. But yeah, Gloria Allred, she's standing there at all these women and they're so happy and jovial. What did you win? You think men are dumb? Men built societies. They built infrastructure. They organized it. They built these social media sites. They are the innovators. You don't think that they're going to look at this and they're going to figure out a way to avoid a lot of you females who are dysfunctional, who mentally are unstable? These guys who are hiring managers are going to figure out a way not to hire you females? Forget a affirmative action quota. They need to get rid of that, by the way. There's just too many women who are just lazy that should not be working. No, they changed the laws for Cosby. Now they'll change it back. They're gonna have to change it back because what it's gonna do, it's gonna make it worse politically. They're gonna say, "Oh, this was done by Democrats." There's no, all you females that are celebrating this on your Facebook and on your Instagram, men are watching. Men are watching y'all. You may not think they're watching y'all, but they're watching y'all. I don't care if they're in your family. I don't care if they're your exes. I don't care if they're your co-workers, your casual friends. They are watching you. And they're watching how you react to this. Now, they may still be cordial with you, but they're not going to deal with you the same way. They're going to see it. They're going to see exactly the type of person that you are. They're going to see the type of person that you are, and they're going to deal with you differently. There's a guy that you females like in the office or workplace, and he's not going to fuck with you. Because you can mess up his job. No more office romances for some of you heifers. It's a wrap. This isn't a good look for you Democrats. I don't know why y'all think that this isn't gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt you. When once people really sit down in the next coming weeks and they think about this, they're gonna say, this is screwed up. This is screwed up. How they were able to do this. But in reality, they were able to do this. Because there were people who stood by and did nothing. But men are watching. Men are not as dumb as y'all think they are. There are a lot of times men will think with the wrong head, but the majority of the time men are thinkers. Men are watching and they're taking notes. Especially black men. Black women, y'all may think black men are dumb, but them days is over. Black men know exactly what's going on out here. You cannot pull the wool over their eyes anymore. They see what's going on. They see you for who you are. They may smile in your face. They may crack jokes with you. They may flirt with you here and there. But they see you for what you are. You'll never get anywhere with them. And that's exactly why when you look at the way things are, we have to really look at how we're, as a society, adjusting. What can we fix? What can be for the betterment of everybody in society? And the betterment is to ostracize people who are for the detriment of everybody. That's what we can do. And stop watching CNN and MSNBC. Even Fox News seem like they're full of it. Now, again, this isn't a stream about the innocence of Bill Cosby. This is a stream about the dysfunction of the people who celebrate this, and they're celebrating the downfall of somebody when they don't even know the full story themselves. They obviously they changed the laws in order to do this. They changed the laws in order to be able to do this. They never would have been able to do this unless they were able to. They had the the cooperation of a lot of people in that government area of Pennsylvania. That basically Pennsylvania is like kind of like the no go zone for a lot of people. Like, I would never live there. To be honest with you, I would never live in Pennsylvania. There's nothing there that draws me to live there. And I'm glad I wouldn't, because the fact that you were able to twist the law the way that you did makes me not even want to come within 100 yards of that state. Okay? Not 100 yards, 100 miles of that state. Okay? I mean, just look at Meek Mill's situation. I mean, everybody in that city is basically on Meek Mill's side. Not saying they shouldn't, but I mean, it's a Meek Mill, like, it's like that whole state is dysfunctional. We're not going to prosecute him. Then you get rid of that guy. You bring somebody in. We're going to prosecute him. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But those are my thoughts. That's all I have to say. It's it, Shout out to everybody that is here, man. I really, like I said, man, this is going to be the start of a more red pill road for a lot of men. And you have this situation to thank for that, So, shout out to everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all coming through. And I'll see y'all in the next stream. All right, y'all take care.